Nam Mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Respectfully greetings the most venerable Sangha, venerable monks and nuns, lay devotees and kind-hearted viewers near and far. Welcome to this week's episode of Buddhist News from Cà Mau Province, produced by the Information and Communication Committee of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Cà Mau. This program is dedicated to reporting meaningful activities in the spirit of Dharma, highlighting the harmonious contribution of the Sangha and lay community in cultivating compassion, wisdom, and service to society. With deep respect and joyful heart, we now invite you to join us as we journey through the outstanding events and spiritual endeavor that has taken place across the province in late July 2025. Over 100 monastics and lay people offer alms at summer retreat centers. 105 desks and chairs donated to temples hosting Khmer language classes. Long Phước Temple holds one day of mindfulness retreat and Dharma class. Buddhist groups return to offer alms during the rains retreat. Pink Lotus School retreats for young at Vĩnh Thái An Temple. Memorial ceremony for the late Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thành. Youth retreats and charity event at Phước Huệ Temple. Inauguration of 2 bridges and school gift donation in Vĩnh Phước. On July 26, over 100 monastics and lay Buddhists from Phong Lợi, Giác Viên, and Bửu Lâm temples offer alms to 282 retreatants across 3 centers in Cà Mau. The gesture reflected deep gratitude and devotion of the Sangha during sacred rain retreat.
On the morning of July 26, 2025, more than 100 monastic and lay Buddhists from Phong Lợi Temple, Bửu Lâm Temple, and Giác Viên Temple rapidly conducted an alms-giving pilgrimage to 3 monasteries, currently hosting the summer retreat: Long Phước Temple, Vĩnh Trạch World, Bạc Liêu Temple, Bạc Liêu World, and Giác Hoa Temple, Châu Thới Commune. At each monastery, Venerable Trung Thành, abbot of Phong Lợi Temple, Nun Trúc Như, abbess of Giác Viên Temple, and Nun Liên Nam, abbess of Bửu Lâm Temple, led the delegation in offering incense, making prostration, and respectfully presenting both financial and materials offerings to the 282 monks and nuns in retreat. The resident Sangha at each monastery offer words of Dharma encouragement, expressing appreciation for the devotees' sincerity and meritorious support for the Triple Gems. Offering alms during the rain retreat is a time-honored tradition in Buddhism. It provides a noble opportunity for lay practitioners to cultivate reverence, deepen spiritual commitment, and accumulate wholesome merit during the second period of intensified practice.
On the same day, 105 sets of desks and chairs were donated to Buffrang and Kim Cấu temples to support Khmer language education for over 190 students through the heartfelt connection of Dr. Ngô Đức Lưu.
On the afternoon of July the 26th, 2025, Dr. Ngô Đức Lưu, Secretary of the Party Committee and Chairman of the Council of Bạc Liêu University, paid a visit to Buffrang Temple, Gaya Chok, and Kim Cấu Temple to present a donation of 105 classroom furniture sets for educational purposes. Specifically, the donation comprised 100 sets of student desks and 5 sets of teacher desks distributed to the 2 temples to support their Khmer language education programs. At Buffrang Temple, under the guidance of Most Venerable Thang Savong, over 130 students are currently studying in 2 Khmer language classes. Meanwhile, Venerable That Thương, abbot of Kim Cấu Temple, oversees 3 Khmer language classes serving more than 60 students. This meaningful contribution was made possible through the generous support of the Ho Chi Minh City University of Foreign Languages and Information Technology, HOFLIT, with the wholehearted coordination of Dr. Ngô Đức Lưu. Such efforts not only improve learning conditions for young students, but also contribute to preserving and promoting the rich cultural heritage of the Khmer ethnic community in the region.
On July 27th, the temple hosted its 273rd One day of mindfulness retreats, non-venerable Thích Nữ Tịnh Hoa guided participants in applying wisdom, compassion, and kindness as core life skills.
On July 27, 2025, Long Phước Temple, Vĩnh Trạch War hosted the 271st A Day of Peace retreat held in conjunction with a basic Buddhist studies class. The event drew a large number of lay participants. During the Dharma session, Senior Năng Tịnh Hoa, a lecturer at Vietnam Buddhist Academy in Ho Chi Minh City, delivered a talk titled 3 Life Skills for Daily Practice. The lecture emphasized living based on wisdom, loving kindness, and virtue. She encouraged practitioners to develop insights, compassion, and mindful generosity. True loving kindness, she explained, is reflected in sharing honesty, gratitude, and social responsibility, qualities that bring lasting peace and happiness in both individuals and communities.
Also, on July 27, Buddhist groups from several provinces offer alms to the 3 main retreat centers, continuing the tradition of lay Sangha harmony and mutual support during the Brain's retreat.
On the morning of July 27, 2025, monastics and lay devotees from temples including Vân An, Thiên Trúc, Zarai Ward, Tân Đức, Phú Thúc Khánh, Vĩnh Long Province, temples from former Hậu Giang Province, and the Lạc Tịnh Cấp Dharma Center, Ho Chi Minh City, made offerings to the 3 Rain retreats, monasteries, Long Phước, Bạch Liên, and Giác Ngộ temples. The Rain retreat is a time for the monastic Sangha to deepen their practice in precepts, concentration, and wisdom. For lay followers, it is an auspicious opportunity to spread faith, make offerings, and cultivate merit, embodying the spirit of fourfold assembly, practicing in harmony. Simple yet sincere offerings, local produce, monetary donations, and material goods carried deep meaning and become wholesome conditions to support the monastic's diligent cultivation. The Sangha offered words of encouragement, praising the faith and generosity of the donors, and urged them to continue spreading right faith and serving the Dharma in society.
Venerable An Duyên led a joyful and reflective children's retreat featuring chanting, folk games, and a Dharma talk on mindful digital habits by Venerable Trung Lành.
On the morning of July 27, 2025, Vĩnh Thái An Temple, Vĩnh Hậu Commune, under the guidance of Nun An Duyên, hosted the Pink Lotus Youth Retreat, which welcomed numerous young participants in an atmosphere filled with joy and reverence. The retreat began with group activities and cultural performance aimed at fostering joys and Dharma Center fellowship. Participants later respectfully chanted Amitabha Sutra, practiced mindfulness, and strengthened their faith in the Triple Gem and the law of karma. Venerable Trung Lành delivered a Dharma talk titled Young and the Karmic Power of the Keyboard, discussing the impact of digital behavior on body, speech, and mind. He encouraged youth to practice mindfulness online, use kind speech, think positively, and act virtuously in order to cultivate inner peace amid modern distractions. The retreat concluded with educational folk games and the distribution of school supplies, enriching the participants' spiritual and academic journeys.
A solemn ceremony was held at Bửu Liên Temple to commemorate the late Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thành. Senior monastics and officials paid tributes to his decades of Dharma service.
On the morning of July 27, 2025, lunar 3rd of the 6th month, year of the Wood Snake, monastics, disciples, and relatives solemnly gathered at Bửu Liên Temple, Tân Thành Ward, for the Tiểu Tường First Death Anniversary Memorial Ceremony for the late Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thành, former members of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha's Central Council, former head of the Kamal Buddhist Executive Board, and former abbot of Liên Hoa and Bửu Liên temples. The ceremony was graced by Most Venerable Thạch Hà, head of the Kamal Provincial Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Phước Lợi, Venerable Minh Chánh, and senior monastic from across the province. Government officials, including Mr. Lâm Văn Khánh, Provincial Propaganda Department, Mr. Nguyễn Hoàng Tính, VFF Committee, and others were also in attendance. Venerable Nhuận Trí, member of the Provincial Buddhist Executive Board, read the biography and spiritual legacy of the late Most Venerable. Offerings of incense and sincerest tributes were made by the Sangha and government representatives. On behalf of the disciples, Venerable Nhuận Trí expressed gratitude to all attendees for their heartfelt presence and support.
The 10th Nurturing Wisdom and Blessings retreat feature Dharma teachings and charity activities. Organizer offer 150 relief gifts and 20 scholarships to local students.
On the morning of July 27, 2025, Phước Huệ Temple, Phước Thuận Hamlet, Phước Long Commune, led by Venerable Phước Châu, organized the 10th Nurturing Merit and Wisdom Youth Retreat, which saw enthusiastic participation from young practitioners. Venerable Ngọc Tâm, a lecturer at Bạc Liêu Buddhist Intermediate School, gave a Dharma talk titled Nurturing the Future, encouraging youth to practice mindfulness, cultivate gratitude, and reconnect with their inner selves. Retreat included wholesome games and group bonding activities designed to foster joy and spiritual unity. In parallel, the temple collaborated with the Tâm Thiện Group, Ho Chi Minh City, to distribute 150 relief packages, each worth 500 Vietnamese đồng, to disadvantaged households. Awarded 20 scholarships, 200,000 Vietnamese đồng each, with school supplies to underprivileged students. Retreat concluded with reflection from participants, planting seed of compassion and virtue in the heart of the youth.
On July 28, 2 rural bridges were officially opened, improving access for local residents. That afternoon, 20 school supply sets were donated to underprivileged students.
On the morning of July 28, 2025, in a turbulent atmosphere, 2 rural bridges, Đại Bi Quang Bridge, Bình Tốt A Hamlet, and Việt Úc VU 45 Bridge, Chùa Coston, were officially inaugurated in Vĩnh Phước Commune. The project was facilitated by Ms. Nguyễn Mỹ Loan, President of the Loving Journey Charity Group, Ho Chi Minh City, in collaboration with Venerable Thạch Dương Trung, Abbot of Coston Temple. Đại Bi Quang Bridge measures 20 meters long and 2.5 wide, with a total cost of 130 million Vietnamese dong, of which 91 million Vietnamese dong was donated by the US-based Buddhist Studies Monastery and late supporter TN. The remainder was matched by the commune government. Việt Úc VU 45 Bridge measures 13 meters long and 2.5 wide, with a total cost of 84.5 million Vietnamese dong, sponsored by Vietnam Foundation Australia and donors Minh and Trang, Chris and Kim Nguyen. The new bridges significantly improved local infrastructure and residents' quality of life. That afternoon, the team also distributed 20 gift sets, each worth 200,000 Vietnamese dong, containing school bags, notebooks, and supplies to underprivileged students, sponsored by Vietnamese Foundation Australia to encourage education and resilience.
Dear viewers, as we conclude today's program, we sincerely rejoice in the wholesome efforts of the Sangha and lay communities throughout Khmer province. From Dharma teachings and youth retreats to alms giving and community service, its art embodies the living spirit of Buddhism, bringing light, harmony, and blessing to all beings. We address our heartfelt gratitude to Most Venerable Elder and our devotee lay supporter, and all those who continue uphold and propagate Dharma with steadfast dedication. May this merit generated from the Honorable deeds bring peace and well-being to all. May the Buddha radiant wisdom illuminate your path onward. Thank you for your watching. Until we meet again in the next episodes, we respectfully wish you and your families peace in body, peace in spirit, peace in mind, and boundless blessing of the Triple Gem. Namo Buddhaya.